even a Darkseer mech if he wanted to do stacks.
Axe is actually, at least for now, in mid lane, but I think that's just we healing up a bit.
Top lane, there's could be something going down. They've managed to corner off Resolution. TJ's there with 3-4-3 as well. There's no save for the Drow and Fnatic. Pick themselves up first, but Wee's coming with a rotation, gets a nice shackle onto Ohio, but again, this Nyx is so damn tanky. They'll throw out a magic missile, power shot, not going to be quite enough. Ohio actually turns around with the stun. He's going to be able to walk himself out of here. Mushi's turned up. They've cleared out the Venge. They're moving in onto Wee as well, and Fnatic. They're having an absolutely brilliant start to this game. 6 minutes and a half in, and just outplaying DC straight up in that top lane.
They're really taking advantage of the Axe jungle, though.
This is the entire story of Fnatic throughout the qualifiers earlier. It's just that
he hasn't died. He's been really close, and the DC have been forced to throw a lot of heroes to try and protect their Drow Ranger. But
He's in so much trouble. Yeah, Misery's there, but of course at this point nowhere near having the swap online or anything, so no save for Resolution. Mushi's coming around the back with the Stone Gaze. Misery's forced to back up behind the tower, but Ohio, he's moving into position. He's got Vendetta. He's going to have a stun up in a few seconds to finish off the job, and he's trapped Misery in there. Oh, absolutely brutal. Punishes the Venge, and mid lane, Wee's trying to go for a play, but yeah, DJ, he might even look to turn this one around with a Demonic Purge into the setup. Ohio, he's got the mana for the stun, he's got it up in a second, can he land it? No, Wee's just out of range with the wind run. But still, just struggling in all the lanes at the moment.
The TP in a battle hunger.
He might do it this time.
Probably has a Sunder.
Yeah,
but whether they can kill him after the Sunder.
Oh, that's disgusting. Terrorblade, ladies and gentlemen. He won't quite get the kill. Oh, maybe they'll be able to punish it. Can they save him? Save me! Oh, Mushi. Wasn't quite there. Not a lot that you could do anyway.
It was good from DC. They recognized that all the TPs had happened towards the top and the mid lane, so there was no help for the Terrorblade. The Shadow Demon couldn't TP in.
Just now picking up his level 6, so they're going to need to find him some space, you know, whether it's by throwing bodies at Fnatic elsewhere
Moo
to
needs
get some towers.
to get himself the hell out of here. And, he's not going to get the chance to do so. DJ with the disruption into Ohio's rotation. Moon's going to get punished. Sure. And another kill for Mushi. Now on a killing spree on this Medusa.
Oh, so they got the Terrorblade in mid, so they can't make a push off of that, but either way, just bleeding heroes.
In mid and safe lane being out-farmed by a Darkseer. That's always a bit concerning.
At least Drow's getting some alone time, some me time.
Much needed, for sure.
I feel like Drow is less about your own.
Oh!
Okay.
I think he underestimated the power of the power shot.
Power of the immortal.
Yeah, it's pay to win. All right, let's see if they can punish the wind rage though here. We'll get the wind run off in time. There is TP's coming through.
Soul Catcher.
That's Mushi. If he ggets a good snake, here we go. Bouncy, 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 bounce! Oh!
With the Soul Catcher and the last bounce there, that does so much damage.
4 damage.
Yeah,
that's a lot of burst. Snake bounces are real. Fnatic getting the push on. And having a really good game, and I guess this kind of works so well against a lineup like DC's have. That, you know, they're going to want to have the economic advantage early. And Moo getting picked off here on the top. Can they bring him down? One more touch. They can't quite get it. The turnarounds here. Shackle onto Ohio. They'll punish the Nyx assassin. Will they be able to catch out Mushi as well? He's on his way out. It looks like they don't really have too much of a gap closing potential.
That was a really nice gank attempt, though. Everything they did right there. They timed the Impale when he goes for the range creep. Hit him with the Carapace afterwards from the Iron Shell, but just not quite enough damage.
It's a really unfortunate timing for Ohio to go down, and he's worth a lot, but he'll still be pretty close to the Blink Dagger, and then he can just jump in with the Carapace on top of the Iron Shell thereafter. So
Ricky getting found out there as well as he wanders into a sentry placed down by DC. So finding the picks that they need to move. A little bit of trouble down bottom, but they're not going to be able to dive.
And then there's a couple heroes that are approaching from the left, so that the Drow always has to like run really far back.
Misery. This is potentially not the place to be. Ohio's there with the wraparound. Resolution is there as well. They might even get both. They're going to look for Misery. They don't want there to be any chance of the Drow being swapped down. Now Resolution is kind of coming all on his own. MidOne trying to close the gap. Resolution trying to turn and take down 3-4-3, but he jukes it out with the ultimate. He's going to survive. Moo comes in as well. They will finish off the Ricky kill. So they do get it, and DC are able to punish Fnatic's attempt at going a little bit aggressive, a little bit greedy there. They saw the kill. They felt they had the potential. They did get there. Moo, get yourself out of
He
there,
has Ion
Ohaiyo.
Shell up. He can just pop Carapace.
Yeah,
here.
they can reinitiate with Saxa. Saxa's jumping and trying to get the SD on the background, and he will do. The ult coming out from Ricky. Moo, Misery tanking it up, now having to walk it out as Mushi turns up with the snake. Saxa, he's going to get taken down. They've already lost the Venge as well. 3-4-3. He'll fall as collateral, but he's going to pay the price as well. They've caught Moo out as well. Yeah, he's got to get himself back to base. It's a double kill for MidOne. And again, Fnatic taking a very favourable trade for the side here, and it does feel like it's all falling to pieces here for DC, as the draft was not built to be in this position at 28 minutes.
Does 3-4-3 have a diffusal blade on Ricky?
Should do.
No, it's still building on it at the moment.
In that fight, but either way, it was a nice initiation from him on the back end.
Yeah, they just team fight so well. Like, they coordinate all their spells such that they initiate on one hero.
Normally get.
Yeah.
But like, if you have time to sit back and think about it, and you're not in the middle of a game, it's way easier to know that you need a Crimson instead. But
Yeah,
it's like it's versus all these like Manta illusions, split shot, and SD illusions. Like all these multiple sources you want the Crimson.
This is pickoffs that DC can't afford to let happen at this stage.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be a buyback, I think. It's all on Moo again, I think. Moo and Sox.
This is if we have a look at Musha, this is going to be a push where unless it has, yeah, it's already gone. So the Aegis is gone. Aegis is gone. So
Did you say Rapier?
Yeah.
Let's go. We're up a rack. Let's pick up a Rapier before we push high ground.
Demon Edge.
Yeah.
He's gonna get
MKB is good against Wind Rangers. So.
Yeah.
Already, it's kicking off. DC trying to find Ohaiyo. They will pick him off. They managed to swap him in. They caught him out. Yeah, that's the gem down. They've won.
Oh, they got Vacuum Wall and two pretty key heroes.
They're trying to chase him, but they can't close the gap on Fnatic. The illusions. They're going in for this. MidOne and DJ there. They managed to shackle off DJ on the backside, but Weeha, he's in trouble. Gets himself shoved down the mech, keeping him alive for the time being. But Fnatic, they're trying to jump into this one, and you've got to ask yourself, DC, was it worth it sending the two of them in, losing their own gem after they just managed to retrieve Fnatic's? That was
dieback as well.
A little bit gun-ho from the two of them. Weeha and Moo, I think the rest of the team are going to be having words with them.
I think they didn't realize that the other heroes had taken so much damage from the illusions. Like, they got the Nyx pick and no one was really low, and then all these illusions were sieging the Axe. And Axe was all the way back in base, but they just weren't on the same page.
And
but
so much goes back to the position where it's like you just got to pick to defend high ground. You're like, well, that doesn't help us. Let's go do something because we're 5v4. So you're thinking, okay, Fnatic are only 4. They may be split up. Let's get another pick. You want to turn that one pick into 2 or 3 picks since you're not taking towers. You're not taking Roche.
But they're going to pay for it. It's from the looks of it, at least going to be a second set of racks.
They don't have walls.
Yeah, no Wind Ranger buyback for
the
25.
Reaver. Okay.
She swapped in. We'll put the Stone Gaze out. Now they're moving forcing DC
zoning.
away.
Yeah, it's just zoning.
Space is there. Moo jumps in with the vacuum. Wall drops as well. But immediately the illusions ripping the Darkseer to shreds. No buyback available, of course, for this Darkseer now.
That free Mystic Snake onto the Darkseer illusions to like refill your mana pool is pretty nice.
Vintage Fnatic. Slightly out-drafted, perhaps. Very well executed. Systematic
GG.
game.
Yeah. Do you get mana from illusions? Yeah. You do? Okay, I didn't know if you did.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a really good, like, if you're low mana, it's a really good way to
great.
refill your mana pool.
I was just, well, the drafting from Fnatic and the play as well for me. It goes back to Mushi's activeness at the start on that Medusa. That just did so much to kind of crush DC's lanes.
They also enabled the Nyx.
Yeah. And Ohio's Nyx, yeah, absolutely.